during pandemic, even after the skies opened, most of India traveled to Goa. Most of the people who wanted to go on a holiday visited here. We have seen the rush during New Year's Eve and during other festivals also and other occasions also. Is there a product fatigue now? Now that the skies are completely opening up, is there a product fatigue when it comes to the domestic tourists? We'll come to the international tourists later, but when it comes to domestic tourists, अरे गोवा जाके आए हैं पिछले 2 साल में 3 बार चले गए, अब क्या जाना? Do you think that feeling is there?
I thought there would be a product fatigue, and I told my team also, all my general managers, let's be ready for it. But I am surprised, and it's just the opposite. People are still flocking to Goa. People are still looking forward to come for the third and the fourth time. We were prepared for a product fatigue, but that's not happening. And I see very good occupancies. When I say occupancies, it's all segments. You talk about a wedding segment, you see the conference segment. You look at the free individual tourists, everyone. And I think, the COVID was a blessing, and every time something happened in a country, it has always been a blessing. You look at even what happened at the Twin Towers when there was this thing, we thought that now the tourism is over. In fact, people have started discovering India. The Prime Minister came up with this thing about Dekho Apna Desh, and the IHCL, the Taj Hotel supported it. Dekho Apna Desh. There's so much to see in our own India. So I think coming back, I don't think so. There's a product fatigue that is happening anywhere in India, and especially in Goa, because people love Goa. When you land in Goa, the air is different. People feel relaxed. There's something in the air that makes you feel very, very comfortable, and you want to be part of it and enjoy it. And that's the beauty of Goa.
But what's the biggest difference pre-pandemic? I don't want to talk much about during pandemic because I think all of us have gone through a lot, and post-pandemic. I hope, and I'm sharing your optimism, Vincent, when I say post-pandemic, although we are talking about 4th wave and 5th wave and I don't know how many waves, but I would like to call this a post-pandemic season. What is the biggest difference between that pre-pandemic and post-pandemic? What are the behavioral changes or spending pattern changes that you see as a professional?
See, I think in between every wave, I am in the studio, and I've always been very, very positive, and and it has worked for me. I am saying that Goa is going to rock. And we have to understand one thing: what is the business model of USA? People spend in their own country. How will our economy, will be a success when our own people spend in a country? What was happening before the COVID? Everybody was going to Thailand. Everybody was going to foreign countries. The money was going outside the country. So I look at it in a different way. I look at it as a blessing. The people are spending their money in their own country, and that is going to be the success of the economy. There's no point of you go and spend money in some other country. Today you can go to Switzerland, but people have discovered Kashmir today. People who didn't want to because they thought that, it's, maybe probably backward. But they were in the COVID time, they were forced to come to Goa. They were forced to go to Kashmir. They were forced to go to Shimla. People have started looking at it in a different way, and people have made it a plan that they will come year after year. And that's why I'm so positive that the tourism will flourish in Goa. It was, the COVID was a blessing in disguise for us Goans. I would like to go on record and say this: last year we did 160 crores profit in the COVID times, So probably our turnover was 480 crores. I am talking only about Goa. So you can see that,
And if you compare that figure to pre-pandemic levels, how does it stand?
It's much higher. It's
much higher.
Much. I think it is. I would say 2x. It's almost double. And I think that is the good part of the COVID part. A lot of the people thought that we suffered. What will happen to us? But it was a blessing for not many people know that. I think the hotel industry did very well, and I think the people came to Goa, spend money in Goa, and when that spending happens, the rickshaw driver, the taxi driver, the pav-wala, everybody benefits with this. The musicians, they benefit with this, because I knew the 2-3 months that we were sitting at home, what happened and how people were panicking. Yeah. But I think that is the good part that has happened.
Now that you have touched on the